All right, so hear me out. A lot of you are probably gonna see the ground being all wet, you know, water coming down from the sky, and you're thinking to yourselves, well, Garrett, that doesn't look very good for skating, whoa, lightning. Where's the thunder? Thunder. I love thunder. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you're probably thinking to yourselves, well, Garrett, that's not good weather to skate. Well, you would be right, but we can make shit, and this is slowly turned, not even slowly, dude, this is a full-blown shit-making channel now. Honestly, I say that like not even joking. This channel kind of is transitioning into we just make things. I love making things. Here we're putting on our proper fabrication attire, right? Only the finest quality work boots. And then let's be honest here, do I really live in Northern California in the mountains if I'm not wearing a Bass Pro hat? You probably know what's going down based on the title and thumbnail of this video. But, oh man, we're really putting my work boots to the test today. We're working on something that I have wanted to do for a while, I just haven't. Nice. The reverse rainbow rail, the purple one you see in there. You guys remember that, right? That was my first, and as of now only, although that's gonna change, project using the tubing roller that we got. Do you remember how with the bump to bar rail, we made the little inserts, right? We made those sort of sleeves that the rails can slip in and out of, making them removable and interchangeable. I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't the original plan, but I think it'll work, or I guess I should say I hope it'll work. You can see here, we have that 2-inch 120 wall tubing, and that's the material that I use to make pretty much any of my actual like full-size skateboard rails. When we were figuring out that whole sleeving thing for the bump to bar, you may notice that this, and this actually, that's the same, it's a little smaller than the 2-inch. I believe it's 1 3/4, I forget the wall thickness, but what it does, and I'm sure that I've showed you this before, it sleeves right in, or at least it should. Oh yeah, see? There it goes. Whoa, imagine just skating that. But yeah, it sleeves in there perfectly, so there's literally, I'm wiggling it right now, there's like no tolerance, no wiggle room. That's actually how we made the 30-foot rail right here. That was actually 3 10-foot sections that we used this as sort of a bridge and then welded it and then grinded it down. So I think you can see where my brain's going here, right? I've been told that I'm somewhat of a gifted artist. So as you can see here, I've beautifully illustrated my design here. Right now, we have that. I wanna make that, combine those, and you have that. I want to have them be like connectable or disconnectable, so they're not permanently attached there. We'll have one reverse rainbow rail, the one that we already have. We'll have one regular rainbow rail, and then I'll have a little sleeve piece that I can just slip in the end and hopefully just sort of like, not thread them together, but like mate them. That's the goal, at least. It makes sense in my head. This isn't like a super difficult project by any means, so it's not gonna be split up into like a 5-part series like some of the other projects have been, but I don't think we're gonna finish it today. I made a parts list over there that I'll show you in a sec. Right now, we are just getting everything prepped and ready so that we can knock this out, hopefully without any hiccups, but it never goes that way. Okay. All we are doing, we're literally making that purple rail, just floop, flipping it upside down essentially. Parts list. Perfect. This is all pretty self-explanatory. We need 4 of the Garrett Ginner gussets, as that's what I like to call them. Well, that's what they are. I just like the word gussets. I use the plasma to engrave GG. I might actually try, because we've adapted, we've expanded since that project. I might try to do the actual GGFB logo. I also made a couple changes because that looks like a K. We need 2 feet, and then I put the question marks there because I want to put a new tool to the test. I want to experiment with something. We need the actual rainbow rail itself using the tube roller, 2 short legs for the sides, then 1 long leg for the middle, and then the 3rd foot, which is just a round circle. Oh yeah, and then in the feet, I want to use the CNC plasma cutter to cut a little like hole in the middle just so I know what dead center is. I wish I did that with those. It just takes out having to measure to find the center, so we can do that. Now, Cool. Let's start by making these, and this. Oh, it is coming down. Oh, it's hailing. What the hell? Look at that. Little balls of hail. Completely off topic from literally everything that we're talking about in this video, but I'm up in Northern California. I think I've made that clear by now. But we're right like at the snow line, I would say. So I don't, some people think I live up in Tahoe. I don't. So it snows at our house, and I put that in quote because the neighbors said every now and then like a really cold storm will bring snow. But for the most part, we get exactly what we're getting now, which is just like hail or sleet. But 2 days ago, look at what we woke up to. It was the coolest, just like white, I wanna say Christmas morning, but it's March. It was a full like snow covered morning. And I've lived here for about a year now, and that was the first time I've ever seen snow here. And I mean, dude, I love snow and I love weather, but I am glad that we don't live in the snow, because that comes with shoveling snow and all that stuff. Anyway, I love where I live more and more the more I live here. That's not the point of this video though. I just went ahead and modeled up all 3 of those parts that we're gonna cut up on the plasma cutter here. I feel like I made the bee a little weird. I put a full lot, because it has to be stencil, because you can't have any floating parts obviously, because it cuts all the way through. You might have seen it on this. Oh, see, that's what I did. I made these ovals when I cut that one out, and I think that looks good. I kind of went overboard and just made them these big uniform circles, but whatever. And then the foot, we have that little hole in the middle, just so I know where dead center is on both of those, but that is it. Go ahead and turn that on, reach back here, turn that on, and then we have to run back upstairs because I gotta grab a little dongle. This is what we're gonna be using in a second here, but for now, I need this because I'm the idiot that uses a MacBook Pro as a shop computer. Okay, with our 1/4-inch plate steel loaded up, I have the 2 rectangular feet first. Kind of just mental checklisting right now, but everything is I really have to make myself a physical checklist. That would make my life a lot easier. Only one way to find out though, and that is to click start. So it should start with those little holes. Yep, and then come over and I think we're gonna be good. I'm not gonna lie, okay, this might be jinxing it. No, it's too late to jinx, bro. Everything's already cut out. I think that's the first time ever that we've ever started a project here on this channel where my cuts actually worked the first time around. That has to mean I'm getting better. Except, yeah, I know I just jinxed something, so I'm sure now at some point throughout this project, something's gonna go terribly wrong. But we made it past the plasma cutting. That's good. Look at the way the steam is still coming off of it. Looks like a war zone out here. It's just really cold in here. I really don't have the right work boots on for this environment. Here's everything fresh out of the plasma table. Dude, these came out really good, actually. What I'm gonna do now is just put them on the magnetic chuck, hit them with the wire wheel just to get all of the dross off and kind of just clean them up. This is how I know things are gonna go wrong later, because everything's going really good for now. Just got everything cleaned up, and I mean, dude, I'm really happy with how the GGFB came out. Obviously the circle is just a circle, but the center points came out clean. I mean, everything's looking really good. I gotta put different shoes on, dude. All right, we got these done, we got these done, we got that done. But the question marks, I wanna experiment with something new. So I'm taking the feet upstairs to where the laser is. If you guys watch, not the last video, but the video before, I'll put the thumbnail on screen or whatever. The laser unboxing. I went way more in depth on it all in that video and how thankful I am for the opportunity, thanks to Houtian. They sent me, free of charge, this 60-watt fiber laser engraver. Oh look, this is perfect. I'll leave this right here. I'm gonna link all of their stuff in the description so you can check them out. I'm also gonna link the unboxing video that I did down below because while it is a lot of yapping, there's some important yap points that I would really appreciate if you guys watched that video and heard me out. For those of you that watched that video, Hao Tian was super happy with it. They see, I mean, I see it as well, the huge influx of positivity and comments on their YouTube channel, which is, you know, thank you guys so much for doing that. They reached out after that video went live. They loved it. They actually gave me an affiliate code that gets you guys $100 off anything on the website. So if you decided you wanted to move forward with a laser purchase, you get $100 off, and it benefits me as well because it tracks sales that I bring in. So I updated the description of that video as well as in the description. There's a lot in the description of this video, I guess. I have my affiliate link to their website down below, and we talked about, you know, what are they looking for to further this partnership. You know, traffic to their YouTube channel and social media pages is huge, as well as sales. So again, I try to be as upfront and transparent as I can with any and all partnerships. The goal, the dream for me is to get a UV laser from Hao Tian, because this is a fiber laser that works on metal. But a UV laser can pretty much do everything. It can do metal too, but it doesn't specialize in metal like that one does. But we could engrave skateboard decks. We could engrave grip tape. We could engrave footprint insoles. We could engrave drum set cymbal thing, hi-hat. We could engrave monitor. Please don't make me engrave my monitor. We could actually like engrave the fingerboard, like the wood itself or the grip tape. It opens up a huge world of possibilities that I can't do with that fiber laser. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but again, like Hao Tian did me a huge favor by providing that to me for free. And I want to do my part of the partnership and try to bring value to them. I've also been messing around with settings and whatnot, trying to figure out kind of how everything works. Let's take our little lens cap off here. One of the coolest things that I've said since day one about Hao Tian as a company is their customer service, or their support is unreal. I reached out with some questions on kind of just general usage settings and all that, and they hopped on a live Zoom call with me, shared my screen, and like walked me through what parameters to change, how to know when to do what, like a full tutoring session. It's like, I don't know, that's so important to me. We got two types of these. None of these really came out good. I was messing with my settings, but something like this is a better example. This is ablating, or just removing the coating on these metal business cards, right? The metal business card itself is metal color, but it's painted black, and then the laser just removes that black coating. Whereas these, what I was messing around with, is actually engraving into the metal itself, which that is what a fiber laser is great for. So can you see that top one, the one that looks kind of charred? I haven't cleaned it yet, but that, okay, this one's a better example actually. You can see how we're actually engraving into the metal, you know, it going down multiple layers. I've been messing around with that because while, you know, removing the powder coat is cool, you know, that gives you effects like this, or none of these really came out that good. But you kind of get the point of it, right? I'm still figuring everything out. If we do it this way, where we actually burn into the metal, then when you paint or powder coat over it, you can still see it. Does that make any sense? That's what we're trying to do right now. I've only ever done really small scale stuff like this, and I kind of want to see what happens if we do like a, I don't know, like maybe a 2 or 3 inch GGFB logo engraving. It might take a while, but I just want to see what happens. All right, so it's a little ghetto, but I think it's gonna work. We have Lightburn open, which is the equivalent of what we're using down there for the plasma cutter, but for lasers. And I changed the plan a little bit here. So if we click frame, you can see that rectangle. That's the outline of where it's gonna be, like the size of it. Originally, I wanted to do it here, but it would have taken forever. This is already gonna take like an hour. I have the phone set up for a little time lapse. Got my sick ass laser glasses here. If I click contour here, you might better be able, oh, it's messing with like the frame rate of the camera, so it looks crazy. It actually shows the outline of the GGFB there. I'm gonna start the time lapse there. And I guess we're just gonna start it and wait and see. You can kind of see the outline taking shape there. Essentially, it is going to do a bunch of passes over that to just slowly go down and down and down and down and down through the layers of that metal. I think it's gonna take around an hour. For you guys, it'll be a lot quicker. Here's the time lapse. Plot twist, this is where things start going downhill. Fiber lasers make a pretty distinct sound when they're focused right. It's like a I can't do it. As it was burning, I was listening to it. It didn't sound right. And I was like double checking my settings, double checking the focus. It was all right. Well, no, it wasn't all right. I thought it was all right. This won't mean much to a lot of you, but I'm just kind of explaining myself here. See how there's two settings here? It's because Hautien sent me two lenses. So the lens is screwed into there. These lenses have different focal points and therefore different settings. And sure enough, I was running the 210mm when I should be on the 110mm because that's the lens and the focus distance that I have set. Which in turn means that that was not engraving properly. It was only going for like 5 minutes, so it really didn't get... Yeah, see, I think we can just grind it off. Okay, every now and then, pretty often actually, I have some moments where it's like, dude, what am I doing, Garrett? Why are you doing what you're doing? It's like, oh, I can grind it off, that'll get rid of it. You know what else will get rid of it? Boom, it's gone now. This is the foot of the rail. I can just flip it over. Okay, let's try that again. That's embarrassing. We now have the correct lens selected. The focal distance is correct. We have a clean plate there. I think the word I'm looking for is slate. And, ooh, yeah. See, do you hear the difference? Listen to that. That's what it's, oh, the time lapse. I gotta start the time lapse. Time lapse is going. And again, listen to the difference if you can. Again, I'm very new to lasers, okay? There's a learning curve, just like there was with the plasma cutter. I'm starting to get the hang of that, finally. But no, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna make mistakes. Enjoy the time lapse. All right, we just got it off the laser. I added some text on the bottom. It says, made in Northern California, because that's where we are. Dude, that came out really, really good. I'm trying to show the depth there. Or at least try to. But I mean, that'll 1000% show up under spray paint or powder coat. I'm not sure if you can see, it's like a really rough texture. So that's something I can mess with the settings, because I wonder if I can make that like super polished and smooth looking. Obviously for a project like this, it doesn't matter, but I'm really happy with that. Cool. All right, well, let's make the actual rail. This might sound dumb, but no, you know what? This doesn't sound dumb. This is good. I'm trying to get better at a work-life balance, because when I lock onto a project, like we are seeing it through no matter what, sometimes that gets in the way of my personal life. So I think for today, what I'd like to get done, we're almost there. Done. That's it. I want to get this done. I want to get the actual rail itself rolled. I don't want to mess this up. The tubing's not cheap. Obviously, even like the laser's a perfect example. You make mistakes when things are new. Obviously, that's how you get better. The problem is that I've only used the tube roller once. It was for the purple rainbow rail, and it's been months. So this feels like my first time using it. I just need to figure out how to not mess this up. And we are gonna be gentle at first. I don't wanna ruin anything here. I'm watching my own YouTube video to figure out how to use my tool. That's insane. I don't know if that means I have bad memory or what. This is why I love documenting though, because I can look back and remember how I did things. Step one, the funny thing is in that video, the whole video is like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, so who knows. Gotta get the dies lubed up, because that's what I said that I was supposed to do back then. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then I'm just getting all up in this middle die here because I was reading the manual in that video and it told me to do this. Okay, all right. Start by just putting the tube in the roller, right? Because at least I know I'm doing that part right. And then this roller actually comes with a digital readout that's supposed to make it so that you can replicate the same roll over and over again. Of course, I didn't learn how to use it the first time I used it, so I have no idea what the actual radius is or any measurements for that one, so we're gonna have to eyeball it. And then, I mean, from what I remember, I mean, it really is a pretty self-explanatory tool. You just jack this die down until you have a bit of pressure, and you just roll it over and over and over again and go back and forth until you get your rainbow. I even said at the beginning too that like everything went too smooth for that, so I know that something has to go wrong. I just don't want it to go wrong here. You know what? We're just gonna do it, huh? There's only one way to learn, is to make mistakes. We're rolling. I'm gonna roll straight through the window. Oh, that is close. I am gonna have to move it, damn it. I have to keep rolling it so that the end of the tube reaches the die, but we are about to blast through the window there. This whole thing's on wheels so I can roll it. I just thought I could get away with not having to do that. that, problem solved. And now the rolling begins. We should be able to have maximum mobility now. Yeah, we can reach the head. Perfect. So I guess this isn't the most exciting content to watch because it's really just doing this over and over and over again. Maybe I'll just speed up the video so you can kind of watch it start to form the roll. And again, that's assuming I'm doing this right, but I think I am. I was cracking up when I was editing this because I realized pretty deep in here that I did the exact same thing the first time I tried to use this tube roller, where I got scared with the amount of pressure that I was supposed to do each time. So you can see I'm going back and forth over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and the tube isn't bending at all. And it's because I just never cranked it down enough and applied enough pressure to it. Eventually I do figure that out, but oh yeah, and then I finally moved it to where it should be. It was on it kept like tilting, and I was doing everything wrong. So I finally moved it to where it should be. I eventually realized that I had to crank it down more, and then you can slowly start to see the tube rolling, but it took an embarrassingly long amount of time before I figured that out. That is literally it's all coming back to me now. That is exactly what I did the first time I used that thing. Because I remember in the user manual, it says don't over tighten it because you can damage it. I remember like pussyfooting around and not over tightening it because I didn't want to damage it. And then eventually it's not doing anything because I'm not applying enough force. Oh my God. I figured it out. I just have to use that thing more often, don't forget. However, I do want to test something. Just eyeballing it here, it doesn't look like it's the same radius as the purple one, right? The purple one does look a little bit more rounded, but in the name of science, I was too scared to try it the first time, but I might as well try now. I want to see if you can take it out of the roller to like measure whatever, then put back into the roller. I think you can. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I just want to try. I am tired from that. In my head, this makes perfect sense. It's just, I have to make sure oh, maybe that's, okay. We'll see. Again, this is an experiment here. I just want to hold it up to the purple rail and see how off we are. Okay, so a lot. Well, that's the information I needed. So my fear, or I guess my concern here, is that depending on the rotation of this, right? Because we can just kind of keep rotating it which way. That's gonna like corkscrew it, which was kind of what I was afraid of. Because we want it to be straight up and down, but is there a way to like ensure that, did I just ruin everything? So I got it to a place that just to my eyeballs looks like good enough. We'll see if it's really good enough or if I just ruined it. You gotta be able to take the tube out and put it back in. But how do I make sure it's this? I mean, I guess, okay. I have a tool for that actually that I can clamp on. It's like a tube level. That's what I should have used. I literally have that. You know what time it is. Back to rolling we go. And I'm starting to get a feel for how much pressure to have on it. I think I was still being too light on it. I need to learn to just actually crank down on it and then I'll be fine. But you can see it start to actually bend or roll this time. It's a really fascinating tool, to be honest. It's just, it takes some getting used. There's like a learning curve to it, as with everything, but we're slowly getting there. I think we're getting close, guys. We gotta be getting close. Oh my God, no wonder this thing is called the Hulk, bro. You gotta be Hulk to use it. No, you just gotta know how to use it properly. That would have helped. All right, one more time. Let's see how we're looking. Damn, that is one rainbow rail that I made. All right, I'm cranking this thing down. We're getting this done. This third time around, I was going for it. I was tired of cranking it all day. There's a joke to be made there for sure. But I just started jacking it harder. Wow, there's a lot of jokes to be made here. I cranked down on the jack harder this time, and I think that's what I should have been doing the entire time. Because this one took the least amount of time, it bent it the quickest, rolled it the quickest. I do know that with these tools, it's slower to start out, and the more it bends, the quicker it goes. But regardless, I'm starting to get a feel for the tool, and we got it done. I'm calling it. I'm saying that is either the same or good enough. I don't want to make it too rainbowy. Regardless, I'm done, all right? I don't even have an excuse anymore. Let's go see if this lines up. Come on, we gotta be close, huh? Oh yeah, Can you tell that I'm not wearing boxers? All right, as much as I want to keep going, the sun is setting and again, work-life balance. I want to show you guys everything we got, but I'll just show you in the morning when it's bright out. Do you see that? The sky is blue. It's the next morning now. The ground's still all wet. It was raining all night, but we have a blue sky day today. Honestly, I mean, I was just beat yesterday. I want to show you everything we have because we have everything. We got the feet. I engraved both of them just because why not? We have our gussets. We have the round base plate. We have the actual rail itself. The only thing we're missing is the legs. Right? I'm gonna do those in the next video, the last part. Oh, we need the smaller tubing to like sleeve, to plug it into the purple rail over there. All right, we gotta see what we're working with here. We're gonna shove this in here, and there's of course some sort of sexual innuendo to make here, but oh, it just keeps going. All right. I'd say we're down to about here, which is probably where the bend starts, because I think this is straight. Or it has to be straight, because I just shoved the tube in there. I'm gonna mark right there, because that's about as deep as it can go into the purple tube here. This may be a design error here, but I really want to try just giving us like a inch, a little over an inch. And I have a reasoning for this. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that looks a little short. We'll do like 2 inches. My thought process here is that this whole section, the interchangeable part, is removable. It's not always gonna be there. I want to make sure that it's not like impossible to slide the other section of the rainbow rail in and out. Hopefully that's right. Thank you very much. So now, I beveled the edges here to make it slip in a little bit easier. The vision, which is kinda gonna make or break this entire video idea, that goes in, right? We have that 2-inch extension there. I'm hoping that it'll just be a little... Yeah, come on, come on. There it is. See what I mean though? Because if that was 9 inches, right? If that little extension was longer, it'd be really hard to sleeve that bigger part on, I think. I'm not 100% sure. However, look at what I made. It looks just like the normal reverse rainbow rail, right? Oh my God. There's no legs on it right now, so there's a ton of downward pressure, but even that gap would be skatable. But once we have legs kind of counteracting that downward pressure, that gap will be non-existent. That is like 1000% exactly what I had in mind. That looks phenomenal. Well, that's a mission success for part 1, 100%. Oh my God, that looks fun. And scary, but fun to skate, dude. Wow. I've had this idea for a while, and I'm really happy with how that's coming out. Cool. All right, well, there you have it for part 1. I'm gonna start filming part 2 right now and just kind of wrap this thing up. Per usual, channel members saw the behind the scenes, and they got to see this first before you guys. If you're interested in supporting me, as well as the projects, it pretty much goes all into not even pretty much, it goes all into tools and materials and everything. I have a link down in the description of this video, as well as all of my YouTube videos to join as a channel member. Depending on what tier you join as, you got different perks and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it is just a way to support me and what I do. So channel members, thank you, greatly appreciated. Viewers, thank you, greatly appreciated. Oh my God. All right, let's get this thing done. Catch you guys next video. Peace out.